Hello YouTube, my name is NerosCinema, some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite a long time since I posted Modern Warfare Remastered here to the channel, but I feel as though it's a perfect backdrop for today's topic, which is going to be some news and speculation about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. The gameplay in particular are going to be two different streaks I went on back in the day, and these are actually two of my favorite streaks I ever went on in Modern Warfare Remastered, so hopefully you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the news is Robert Bowling, who you guys may remember as 402, the former community manager and face of Infinity Ward during the Modern Warfare era, he revealed in a DM to a fan on Twitter that he believes Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is confirmed, though he won't have anything to do with it. That's a real shame if you ask me. Not so much the fact that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered may be a thing, I'm actually very excited about that, but rather it's a shame that he's not going to have anything to do with it, because he was the face of Infinity Ward back in the day, the creative strategist. He was the guy that always worked with the community, and oftentimes that resulted in him being the community punching bag, similar to how Michael Condrey is kind of the punching bag for Call of Duty World War II, but Robert really did care about the Modern Warfare series and the community that played it. In a relatively recent video, I discussed Robert Bowling's forgotten patch. Back in the day, even though Infinity Ward was basically falling apart at the seams, Robert Bowling was trying to push through this patch, which, if it was approved, would have fixed everything wrong with Modern Warfare 2, though unfortunately it was never approved and it never actually went live. If you want to learn more about it, I'll put a link to that video down there in the description. It's actually a very interesting and forgotten part of Call of Duty history. But yeah, Robert Bowling really did care about the Call of Duty series. He cared about the Modern Warfare franchise, and I wish he was actually working on this game, because I think he would actually do a pretty good job of either working with the community or actually making sure the game is built the way it should be by adding the things he wanted to add in his patch, which ultimately was forgotten. I've said it time and time again, but I feel as though a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is all but inevitable. The reason why I say that is because Activision will be leaving millions and millions of dollars on the table by not remastering this game. It's one of the most popular in Call of Duty history. I mean, no doubt Modern Warfare 2 is, it's a cultural icon at this point, right? People want it to be remastered, so the question is not if they're going to do it, but when are they going to do it, and how exactly will the remaster be implemented? Now, this is just pure speculation. I want to make this perfectly clear. I am speculating right now. I don't have any inside information or anything like that, but I'm willing to go out on a limb and make the prediction that Infinity Ward is working on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered right now and will release it in 2019 in the place of a brand new Call of Duty title. That may seem like a stretch, that may seem crazy, but hear me out on this. This could actually happen. Ever since they stopped the Modern Warfare series back in 2011, Infinity Ward has been struggling to find a new identity. Their first attempt at making a brand new IP was Call of Duty Ghosts, which is a really cool idea for a game. It had so much hype behind it, and to be fair, it actually sold very well, though as we all know, audience retention was a big issue back in Call of Duty Ghosts. I was actually making videos back then in December showing that more people were playing Black Ops 2 than they were Call of Duty Ghosts, because for one reason or another, that game struggled to keep people actually playing it. So it was a cool idea on paper, but the implementation wasn't all that good, and we all thought they were going to make a Ghost 2, which would improve upon the original formula, though unfortunately, we never got a Ghost 2. Instead, we got Infinite Warfare, because they wanted to go along with the trend of futuristic advanced movement Call of Duty titles. While I get that Infinite Warfare was loved by a lot of you guys, I think we can all acknowledge that the sales figures were incredibly low compared to other Call of Duty games, and with the current community climate, I highly doubt they would do something as bold as make Infinite Warfare 2 in 2019. I don't think we're ready to go back to advanced movement. It's entirely possible that they're working on Ghost 2 right now, and I personally think that if they did it right, it would be insanely popular, but with how quickly and drastically the player base dropped off in the original, I wonder if Activision would be willing to even give them a chance to make a Ghost 2. Would it not make more sense for them to go with the sure thing and put all their eggs in one basket and make Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Picture that for a moment. Imagine if Infinity Ward, not Raven Software, if Infinity Ward was working on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and they put 3 years of development time into it just to make sure it's as perfect as humanly possible. We're not talking about a quickly thrown together reskin with updated graphics that takes 5 months to get working properly, Raven Software. I have not forgotten about that. We're talking about a full-fledged 3-year development time, perfect Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. That would be freaking incredible if you ask me. They could fix the mistakes of the original game and even even build upon it, though unfortunately, right there, that is where the discussion usually falls apart here in the Call of Duty community, because we have so many people so passionate about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and nobody can agree on what would be best for the game. You have one half of the community that wants the game to be the same as it was back in 2009, which there's something to be said there. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 is a cultural icon of a game. It's one of the most popular games in video game history, definitely in the Call of Duty franchise. I can see why people want it to be the exact same game, but you have the other half of the community that want pretty much the same game. They acknowledge how good the original formula was, but they want a couple of things changed, and they want some things added to the game to make it so it's fresh and interesting and not just like an HD remake, right? So both sides, I think, actually have valid points. I can agree with both of them, and the thing is, we have no idea what they may actually have planned for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. If they do decide to make some changes, they can make either a few changes or a lot of changes depending on who's actually making it. So if they do a third-party developed system like we saw with the first Modern Warfare Remastered, like Raven Software, for example, does it, I think it would actually be pretty much the same thing we saw last year. It'd be Modern Warfare 2, but it'd be some extra guns and some supply drops, extra camos, calling cards, and whatnot. If Infinity Ward makes it, and they are developing it over the course of 3 years, and it's the only game that comes out in 2019, I imagine they could make some giant changes to it. Like, for example, off the top of my head, what if they added Modern Warfare 2 Zombies? What if they added more Spec Ops missions? What if they were to implement COD 4 and Modern Warfare 3 things slowly but surely into the game itself? Like, for example, you know, Backlot from COD 4 gets added as like a base map, and the MP7 and the MSR from Modern Warfare 3 are added as base weapons. What if they were to do something like that? What if they were to take it even further and make even bigger changes to the game? Like, for example, removing stopping power, because they feel as though it's a crutch perk and they want to have more variety in the perk 2 category, and instead they just build stopping power into every single gun. I can see them actually doing that. Would that be a good idea or a bad idea for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? What if they were to actually change up spawn protection and make it so it actually exists, which would therefore make it so you don't get spawn killed as much, but in turn make it so the AC-130 and Chopper Gunner are much less powerful than they are in the actual version of Modern Warfare 2? What if they were to add kill streaks from Modern Warfare 3, or even something as game-changing as the support package? Would that be a good idea or a bad idea? What if they were to do absolutely nothing whatsoever and basically copy and paste the same Modern Warfare 2 that we see today and just update the graphics? What would be best for the actual game itself? That's what's so interesting to me about these discussions. There is so much they could do or not do to the game, and there are so many different perspectives on what they should do. All in all, I'm happy that Robert Bowling decided to comment on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. I get that he didn't really do anything that big. Like, the game is still as up in the air as it was before, but at the very least, he resparked discussion about the game, and I love seeing that. I am so incredibly passionate about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and the reason why is, of all the Call of Duty games I've played in my 10 plus years with this franchise, I have more time in Modern Warfare 2 than I do any other Call of Duty game. Oftentimes, I have twice as much time in Modern Warfare 2 as I do some other Call of Duty games. It's a game that I put a ridiculous amount of playtime into. I'm actually a bit embarrassed to admit, but I have like 50 or 60 days of playtime in Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer alone, and that doesn't even take into account all the time I spent in campaign and in Spec Ops, which was a lot of time. I have every achievement in the game, and it also doesn't take into account all the time I spent in private matches, whether that was messing around with friends or doing glitches, which there were tons of glitches to do back in the day, elevators getting outside the map, doing stuff like that. I also spent a lot of time with subscribers doing open lobbies and playing game battles. Like, I put a lot of time into Modern Warfare 2, which is why I'm so passionate about it, and that's why, regardless of what they decide, I am going to play that game a ton when it comes out. If they decide to come out with like Ghost 2 and have Raven Software handle Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, I'm fine with that. I'm going to play it a ton. If they decide to go the alternative route and have it be the only game that comes out in 2019, I would be all for that as well. Regardless of what they decide, I cannot wait for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comment section below. What do you think they should do? Should they make changes? Should they make no changes? Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section below. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.